If your life was a book, who would write it? You're probably going to say, myself. But take a second and really think. Right now, are you actually the one writing your story? Or are you letting someone else around you hold the pen? For a long time, I wasn't the author of my own life. Others were writing my chapters before I even had a chance to speak. For example, you know that moment in school when the teacher says, "Okay, everyone, get into groups." For most, it's a mad dash to find friends. But for me, it was a reminder that I was different. I sit there and it's like I've become invisible. No one asks me to join. I'm the one the teacher has to assign to a group at the end. And once I'm in the group, it's worse. The whispers, the side eye, the way my group mates talk around me, not to me. I sit in class at my table, and the seats next to me are always empty. Like disability is somehow contagious. When school is meant to be where you belong, instances like these make me feel like an outsider within my own community. Then there's the rest of the world. My immediate family is the best. They're my strength and support. But I have what feels like 100 uncles and aunties that have no filter. I've had relatives come up to me, look me straight in the face, and say, "I feel so bad for you. You're so smart. If only you could walk." I'll put on a beautiful dress for a wedding, feeling like $1,000,000, and someone will come up to me, sigh deeply, and comment, "You look so pretty. If only you could stand up, that dress would look so much better." They might even shed a tear or two. Or I'll talk about my dreams, and I'll hear, "You can't do that. Only people who walk can do that." To them, my life is a series of if-onlys. If only she could walk, she'd be successful. If only she were normal, she'd have a future. They see my disability as a tragedy to be mourned rather than a life to be lived equally in worth to everyone else. When I was born, my C1, C2 in my spine got injured. That's how I ended up with cerebral palsy. As a toddler, I couldn't sit or even hold my head up. The doctors predicted, as I grow older, I might recover a little bit. Through years of physio and occupational therapy, I fought for every inch of that improvement. I went from not being able to lift just a finger to sitting, then crawling, and now, at 17, I can stand and walk with support. But still, in the eyes of society, I had to be fully not disabled to be normal. And for a long time, I believed them. I felt so let down. I was defeated, trying so hard to fix myself, to appease society, and just blend in. But then this reflection, something that had been consuming my everyday thoughts, made me realize that I am perfect exactly the way I am. God gave me this life for a reason, and for the best of it. And I knew if I didn't speak up, people would keep writing my story for me, and I didn't like the version they were writing. My wheelchair might be the first thing you see, but my mind, my drive, and my voice are what defines who I actually am. People think they're all the way up here, and I'm down here. They think being my friends or interacting with me will make them go from here to here. But I'm pretty sure they'd want to be friends with the girl who just got accepted into the Harvard summer program and Launch X. They definitely want to be friends with the student council president, the executive of Brampton's largest student-led business organization, and the girl who places first, second, top 20 in national and provincial competitions. I don't say this to brag. Okay, maybe a little. But because those accomplishments happened despite my disability, this proves that I'm so much more than how society tries to perceive me. But I'm not here to just tell my story. I'm here to show that society needs to change. We ask marginalized people to change, but we rarely ask society to stop creating those rules in the first place. Society thinks inclusion is meeting people's needs or acknowledging them. Do we have a ramp? Yes. Do we have an automatic door? Yes. Great, we're inclusive. But true inclusion is about changing mindsets. It's about realizing you shouldn't make assumptions about someone who's different from you. This isn't just for a disabled person, whether it's your race, gender, background, or how you look. We all have moments where society tries to put us in a group, telling us who we are based on a label. But let me tell you, that label is just a perspective. We need to shift that perspective, and it starts through us. Navigating a world not designed for me didn't break me. It forced me to find a voice when the world tried to mute me. But I realized there are too many people who accept and stay under the low bar society sets. So I thought to myself, what can I do? I started an initiative to help uplift youth with disabilities and empower them to use their voice as a force for change. So far, I've mentored over 100 kids and will continue to. But I want to ask, what can you do? Because your unique life experience is your platform. The exact pressure of being overlooked is the pressure that turns coal into diamonds. If we all come together and simply start by standing up for ourselves, we can shift the way the world thinks. We can peel those labels off, one by one. If you're sitting in the audience today and you feel like an outsider, I want you to hear this. I've spent 17 years looking at the world from a seated perspective, and I can clearly say that the only real limits are the ones we allow others to place on us. We don't need to shift the world overnight. We just need to start now. And yes, your life is a book. So take the pen back if you haven't. Embrace your real self and make sure that from this moment on, you're the only one writing your story exactly the way you want it to be. So say this with me, loud and proud. My limits, my rules. Thank you.